Hey guys, Boy here, and this is things I've learned with Liquid.GH Earth Spirit in 720. This hero quickly became the highest win rate support in 720E, and today we'll try and figure out why. One of the reasons this hero is back in the meta, in my opinion, is the new version of Rolling Boulder. The old Earth Spirit had all of his level 1 and 2 presence removed from the game, and it was pretty hard to actually find kills around the map, especially in the mid lane because of the changes. The new Rolling Boulder is much superior than the old one, at least if you're going for one kill, and that's the skill you're learning every game at level 1. The skill is so much better that we see a first blood right at rune time. GH goes for a very cheeky play that unfortunately gets countered. He wards this pod under vision, but he didn't know about it. What he was trying to do is block two camps with the ward and the other one with his hero to confuse the Phoenix on which camp is actually blocked. Actually, standing there is not only about confusing the Phoenix, but when you have a hero like Enigma that can shift the creep equilibrium towards his side of the map, blocking camps is even better since Radiant will not have a response for that. GH keeps on blocking the two camps at the same time, but unfortunately, the Phoenix finally realizes where the ward is and he gets dewarded. As that happens, GH finds the Arcane Rune and knows that Phoenix is not going to be there fast enough, especially because she's level 1 and doesn't have Icarus Dive. While GH had Arcane Rune for this kill, this is a great example of why level 1 and especially level 2 Earth Spirit is much stronger than the old version. In scenarios where you want to kill one hero, you have at your disposal 0.8 seconds of a stun and 1.25 seconds of 80% slow. The old Earth Spirit at level 2 would have a 0.5 second stun as well as a 0.8 second of slow. Not only that, the old kick used to deal 50 damage and now it deals double the amount. Basically, it's easier to get kills earlier with this hero, and thus you can snowball and get your items and snowball even more. Interesting to see that even though Phoenix dewarded a camp, GH still tried his best to block the camp himself so that the troll would struggle in that lane. He eventually rotates a rune time, he's forced to TP mid, finds this haste rune, and look how beautifully GH debates Radiant. He almost cancels the charge from the Spirit Breaker, but in hindsight it's good for him that he did not. Note how that charge puts Spirit Breaker out of position and thus this kick really fucks with him. GH pretends to stay, which lures the Huskar that maybe did not know about the haste rune on him, and then the Spirit Breaker also dies. One thing to know regarding skill builds for this hero is that the silence is not a skill most people learn that early anymore. Unless you're in a lane against a Quap, a Puck, or a Pangolier heroes with escapes, more often than not the silence is first learned at level 8 after maxing the kick and getting a second point in the roll. While the roll doesn't give bonus damage after the first point, reducing the cooldown and increasing the stun duration is awesome. Earth Spirit doesn't have a huge mana pool early on as well, so going for the silence is okay, but only if you really need it to get kills because you're gonna get drained very fast. For most of the game, GH was trying to mimic the Spirit Breaker's movements to protect the lanes, especially mid since Lina hates gap closers. What GH does here is worthy of me calling it crispy, and I think it's been a while. If you pay attention in the last clip we showed, when Rasengan vs Chidori were first utilized, GH won, but in this fight, for some reason the Spirit Breaker pushes GH out. I don't really know how this actually works. That doesn't matter though. The way GH seemingly gets this two-man kick without even turning, that's crispy. What he is doing here is basically shift queuing. If we slow the play down and focus on his mouse clicks, we can see the play being made, from the stone placement to the click towards the stone to the kick being made. The fact that he slows both heroes here actually kills the Huskar. One thing that a lot of players are still not fully aware is the double bracer build on melee heroes, specifically Earth Spirit though. Those heroes used to go Tranquil boots, sometimes Arcane boots, because the move speed was nice and because there were not a lot of other HP regen options besides maybe Urn. Strength heroes before this patch did not get that much HP regen from stats. If you have 2 bracers in an Earth Spirit now, you actually get decent HP regen already. 1 bracer is almost the cost of transforming brown boots into Tranquil boots, and yes, Tranquils gives more HP regen, but you're also getting 140 HP, magic resistance, and for Earth Spirit specifically, the change comes with the new skill build priority. The roll was the last skill that you max with this hero, meaning that you needed more mobility. Nowadays, you can easily afford a second or a third point, meaning you're more mobile earlier, and you don't necessarily need Tranquil boots. Since you also need to roll on people to stun them, being tankier makes more sense since you're gonna be on top of the fights. This is a dope fight where GH lures Husker completely out of position. If you check his HP right now, he would already be dead. The bracers alone give 280 HP, and that's not counting all the magic resistance that he mitigated through the burning spears. Later on, we can see a nice gank on the throw. GH has vision of everyone in the map, knows that this hero is alone, and he gets a good kick. Earth Spirit feels pretty similar to what he once was. You definitely lack that old clutchness of being able to stun 5 players for 2 seconds instantly, but there's a reason this hero has such an insane win rate in rank 1000 games and below. Note how GH can cancel the Rolling Thunder here and still find the Husker later. With the lower cooldown of roll, this hero is an early game beast now. Obviously, having silence is amazing, and at least 1 point should be learned at level 8. Phoenix dies here because of it, and one thing to note is that your stun lasts longer if you use a stone for it. It actually doubles the duration. And yeah, you could say that once a 1 second stun without stone feels pretty underwhelming, but you have to remember that before this new Earth Spirit, you were unable to stun people without your stones, meaning you were almost useless. Now that your roll stuns, you can actually use that stun to kick people back into a fight and still feel useful, and that is one of the other reasons people go face boots on a hero. Having that extra mobility to then land your no stone rolls can be a game changer. This fight right here is beautiful. GH engages Invis while Enigma gets charged. The first thing GH does is kicking the Enigma away from the Rolling Thunder so that he can proper for the Black Hole, and oh boy he does. As the Black Hole lands, note how patient GH is. He gets on top of the throw, but he waits for the Black Hole to end. He ults and then he commits a silence into a kick. The beautiful part of this fight is the fact that he doesn't roll aggressively nor disengages fully. A one-man stun is not going to change this fight, and it could kill him, but by standing around he can actually refresh the magnetize and do more, buying time for this Lord to engage. But at the end of the day, it ends up being a 2-for-2. Another reason for phase boots is that you have a respectable 40 damage talent, and now your hero stuns when you gap close, which means you can actually use that damage and the attack speed from phase boots to kill people. Speaking of your roll again, this is how you usually follow up a stun. If you have 2 heroes like this, getting the silence first and the kick later can be very good, because if they have instant cast points or if they have escapes, they will be able to get out since your kick doesn't stun anymore and maybe the silence doesn't come to them fast enough. Only after the spells, GH stuns with a stone as well to make sure that the throw is dead. The fight keeps evolving, and I love how GH fights here. He has 1 remnant, but yet he walks towards this one that is already laid out. While he misses the roll, he has a kick ready that very quickly not only finds the Husker but silences him. This gives them an Aegis. While we advocated for the silence into kick, one benefit of using the kick into silence is that you save that stone, and thus you get more out of 1 stone since your roll is going to be double stun duration. That being said, Husker, unlike the Pangolier in the last fight, has no escapes, so it's really all about assessing the situation and doing the right thing at the right time, which can be pretty hard after all. This is Dota. Guys, thank you all for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully the videos are to your liking. I have a Twitter where I talk Dota and memes, I have a Twitch where I play and cast, and if you're into Instagram or Discord, you can find those links in the description below. Thank you all for being here, really appreciate you guys.